Season 2028. And look, I don't want to panic anyone, but I'm fairly sure SI are preparing a hotfix just for us. We switched our tactic to a 4-2-4 Tiki-Taka, and apparently adding a second striker is the secret to immortality. Who knew? We've won 29 games in a row. Even the game is looking at us like, mate, that's enough, calm down. And the board still expects a top half finish. Cute. Baek Ga-On came back like he'd never left and just decided he owns the league. Amara Diouf, 23 assists last year, and now he's our vice captain too. And David Santos Daiber, Bayern Munich are probably now confused why they sold him to us for 56k. Oh, and we only brought in 23 and sold 43 players this season. Nothing major, just your standard move half the squad to different continents refresh. So what's at stake today? Honestly, your guess is as good as mine. We're chasing everything, scoring for fun, and apparently immune to defeat. This is FM26, the Journeyman, episode 6, I broke the game. Let's get into it. Hello everyone, welcome back to the Journeyman with me, Chris. Things are going pretty well, as you will see from the league table. We've played 19, won 19, scored 58 and only conceded 12 with a goal difference of 46 and 14 points clear of Jean-Buc in second. It certainly seems we might have broken the game. I mean, this is just absolutely insane. There aren't many times in an FM save where you're looking at stuff like this. It feels a little bit silly, to be honest. We've managed to get a large chunk of the way into the season, winning every single game. We've only trailed in one, I believe. It's all been a bit of a whirlwind so far this season, hence the sort of kind of large gap between updates. We're actually in the second transfer window in this third season, so the eagle-eyed amongst you will have realised that the tallies I told you for the amount of players in and out actually weren't correct in that intro video. I filmed that slightly before I did some more transfer business. So currently now we're looking at 27 players in for 2.1 million and 53 players out for 5 million. A lot of this is business involving sort of player farm players that I'd brought in as young options to sell on for profit in the future. In terms of outgoings, there weren't really any major players. We sold our captain, Lucas Lareja, who was declining towards the end of the second season. The big money we brought in was for Kian Fitzjim, who's gone to Altai. Hong Uk-hyun, who I didn't really want to sell, but I couldn't really turn down $1 million for what was a bench warmer for me. Abdul Bar was our reserve right back. I paid about 50k for him. Again, Sol came in with 750k in total. Couldn't say no to that. Lareja actually went to Chicago for 52k. As you can see, stats are still pretty good, but he's definitely getting on a bit, and his physicals were declining quite rapidly. So in a box-to-box role, we just couldn't have that. A lot of these numbers are also just loans as well. A lot of those 53 players out, half of those are loans, so it's not quite as extreme as it seems. In terms of incomings, the big news is we brought Baek Ga-On back from Kobe. In the Japanese league, he was sold from under our noses by the board in the very first season we had. We've brought him back for 1.3 million. He's tearing it to pieces. He's been exceptional. Other big signings, we also brought in Hwang Do-yoon from Seoul. One of our rivals, actually. They didn't seem to want him. We've loaned him in, but with an option too. He's playing the box-to-box DM role for us. Been very good so far. We also loaned in Yang Min Hyuk from Spurs, the winger who can play on either flank. He's not actually been as good as I was expecting. I was expecting him to absolutely tear it up, similarly to Diouf on the right wing. He's playing on the left for us, and he's scoring a few goals, but I think he prefers to be that sort of more wide forward type player. So he crops up with the odd goal, but he doesn't really beat his man and set people up quite as much. We also brought in quite a few decent free signings. Sabah Karabashvili, left back, wonder kid on FM26, came in for free. Excellent player. Had a really good start to his career at Busan. He's nailed down the left back spot as his own. We've sold actually the player who's there previously. And the other big name that we've brought in, or bigger name that we've brought in, is Ignace van der Bremt, who is a wing-back, right-sided wing-back, who I'm retraining as a box-to-box midfielder. He's the highest player at the club, about 14k a week, star K-League 1 level, just absolutely ridiculously good. As you guys know, we played 4-2-3-1 Tiki-Taka every season we've been at Busan. However, I decided I wasn't really seeing the value in the cam position. For a start, I was struggling to get a decent enough Korean to fill the position, and with the squad registration rules, I was trying to fit in as many Koreans as possible. I really focused on that. These transfer windows are just bolstering the amount of Koreans at the club. And with being able to bring Baek Ga-On back into the club, it meant that we had him and Hyun-Jun, the poacher, so we can play two Busan lads up top in the 4-2-4. And to be honest, it's been exceptional. I think we've got the most possession in the league. We've created the most chances, most shots on target. It's just been phenomenal. Absolute demolitions constantly. Team instructions have pretty much stayed exactly the same as what we were doing with 4-2-3-1 as well. We've kept everything the same, both in and out of possession. We've kept it all exactly the same. For a lot of it, we've kept it as balanced as possible. Whilst we've got some very good players, there's still the base layer of this squad is pretty average when you compare it to sort of some of the bigger leagues around the world. So given how things are going, I hope we will go on and win the league this season. You would hope we can also probably retain our Career Cup, but the big one is the Champions League Elite, which may be tricky to get far in. As you can see, the current holders are Al Ahly, the Saudi team who beat our big rivals FC Seoul in the final back in April, so 3 months before now in game. And it wasn't just a small beating, they absolutely dished up an absolute spanking, 6-2. And as you can see here, some of the names, Ivan Toney, Ilya Zabani, Adamola Lookman, Angelo Stiller, I mean, that is a team. I mean, we're going to have to be going some serious distance to be taking on that level of team. We do have a good record against Seoul, but still, 6-2 that's a hefty result for Al Ahly. So we'll have to see how that goes really, but that is the ultimate objective this season. I've finally got the board to agree to my next coaching badge. Whilst I enjoy winning every game, it's not really what I play FM for. I like a challenge, so winning every game is not really my bag. I'm probably going to be moving on this season after we see how we get on in the Champions League. If we win it, great. If not, the likelihood is those Saudi clubs are probably going to dominate it. And without turning this journeyman into a let's stay at Busan until we win the Champions League challenge, I think it's probably the right time to go at the end of this year. Okay, so very timely after seeing that it was FC Seoul in the Asian Champions League final. We are about to do battle again in the K-League 1. These are the lineups. We've got a pretty strong side here, missing one or two starters, but other than that, not too bad. Okay, here we go. We are underway. At home. You know what's going to happen in this game. I've made a huge deal out of saying that we've gone unbeaten. Well, we've won an insane amount of games in a row. You know exactly what's going to happen here. I've also just sold them Bar at right back, so you can imagine exactly how it's going to happen as well. Decent start here though, working around the edge of the box. Home crowd cheering us on here. Decent corner in. Is that a penalty? We have got a penalty. A push in the box has led to a penalty unless VAR overturns it. Here we go, it's probably going to be Baek Ga-On on the penalty. Our main man up top, number 9, here he is. I won't say anything to jinx him. Can he convert? He cannot, of course he can't. Game on camera. We can't possibly win a game on camera. I was going to say he's not missed a penalty since he rejoined the club. I might as well have said it anyway, because you knew what was going to happen, which is actually a pretty big quality of life change, but this doesn't look good. Kamal is in. Good save from the keeper there. Baek Ga-On has just sat the keeper down and dinked it over him. That'll make up for the penalty miss, son. That is a dirty finish. Oh, what's f***ing happened? Oh, f***'s sake, bruv. Okay, we're back. We're having a nightmare with this game. I don't know why the game's having issues, crashing and stuff. But here we go again in a parallel universe. We are taking on FC Seoul at home. And we've almost started off with the perfect start. Just wide of the post. Playing it on 1.5 speed with extended highlights. Karabashvili is breaking into the box. Baek Ga-On keeps it in play. Cuts it back. Still got it on the edge of the box. Karabashvili might shoot. No, plays it. And the highlight just vanishes. Woo. Be great to hear how all you guys are getting on with your saves. Who are you managing? How are you getting on? Any great signings you've made? Any recommendations? Thoughts on this journeyman? Thoughts on the fact this is probably our last season at Busan? Hopefully we can do something with the Asian Champions League, but if not, it's probably the time to go regardless. This is a great squad we've assembled here, and it's probably only going to get stronger in reality. But it's that tricky thing, isn't it, when you're only chasing one trophy? I mean, how many seasons do we say we're going to try and beat the Saudi clubs in the Champions League for? It might take one season, it might take 20, who knows? I mean, they've got the financial muscle to absolutely ruin us indefinitely, for sure. There's a huge gulf in quality between the squads, and the wages and transfer fees and etc. etc. Yep. I was going to say, I thought we were going to play on for once there. We keep doing the sporting thing every time that animation happens and kicking it out of play, but looked like we were going to keep playing on. First half of the first half. Oh dear. I feel like this game is just pre-programmed to break for some reason. This particular match, I mean, not the whole. I mean, FM26 as a whole kind of feels like that, but this particular match does. I was just quickly doing this episode 6 video tonight. It started at like 8 o'clock in the evening. It's now nearly 3 o'clock in the morning. The amount of faffing about I've had because of all these issues with the game. Absolutely insane. And it's probably not even going to make it to the end of this game either. Let's see how it goes. That's a nice play around the box. Very patient, as we always are. Couldn't work the opening that time, so we go again. Cleared out. Again, dominating the stat board for sure. Hyunjin here. Karabashli's won it back in a dangerous place. Cuts it back, but it gets intercepted. We regain possession. Edge of the box into Diouf. Daiber. Out to Karabashli. Can he cut it back? Yes, he can. Cleared, but put in by Hyunjin, our new utility winger that we've brought in from Glasgow Celtic. His contract expired. He's been over in Scotland for 5 or 6 seasons. We've brought him in to replace Raheem Sterling, who's regressed, and we need to free up his foreign player spot. So Hyun-Jun has come in to play our sort of rotation left winger, and he's just been given a freebie there because that was a very handy deflection. But it's put us back in front. We are dominating the game. Bit sloppy there. Here's Lingard. Managed to get past his man. Chance to shoot. No. Diouf now. Beats his man and gets fouled. So yeah, if I'm blinking a lot, it's because I'm actually now really tired because it's very late. And I just wanted to try and get this video finished tonight. But it's never going to happen now. I'm just hoping to make the end of this match at this point. Right, half time again. It seems to when all the issues start, so let's just keep it basic. Right. Try not to interfere with the game too much. It's nice having the attribute colour situation and bits like that added back into the game. It's definitely helping with feeling like FM again. I must admit, in spite of all of the issues FM26 has had, I am trying. I say I'm trying. I am having fun. This has been a fun journeyman so far. Although that's probably because I'm winning a lot, which always makes everything better. If I was having all the issues with not being able to make subs whilst losing every game, that might have been, well, it would have been quite a different experience, I'm sure. A lot of the guys a lot of our squad are wanted. We've had Roma bid for Minha, the centre back. We've got, yeah, there's people after a lot of our players. Diouf. The amount of clubs that want Diouf is actually crazy. I don't actually know what. It's hard to compare the sort of K-League level to sort of bigger European leagues, etc. But he's in the news articles about him. It's saying he's the next Sadio Mane. So if he gets anywhere near that level, then he's obviously Premier League talent, isn't he? An equivalent. Hopefully this recording comes out okay. There's a little bit of lag showing up for me. Oh, off the post. Oh, Karabashvili was there for the tapping at the back post. That looked like the ball stayed in play there at the corner flag. Weird. Okay, chance for Seoul to put one in our box. Hyun-Jun, currently the main man, goal scorer. Lee Su-bin, our rotation CDM. Hyun-Jun has put Baek Ga-On in. Oh, that's a good save. I think it might be an offside. Shin Min-ha, the in-demand centre-back. Garabashvili down line to Hyun-Jun. Takes a bit of a risk there. Here's the other Hyun-Jun, the poacher. Back post, Baek Ga-on's there. Diouf keeps it alive. Cutbacks on. Lee Su-bin over the bar. Again, we've been the better team here. Dominating stats, look at that. Nearly 2 XG to 0.28. Looks like we might have another corner here. No, it's a throw-in. Van der Bremt with the throw-in. Bit of a risky one. Shin Min-ha's got it, and he goes for a wild effort. Approaching 65 minutes. Hello guys, it's now the next day. I'm back just to try and fill in the issues we were having with this match. I cannot even stress how many hours it's taken me just to try and get the clips from one in-game match. It's been insane. I had 2 crashes whilst just trying to play the match the first time round. I've then recorded it the 3rd time and I got a FM26 pop-up saying, do you want to force the game to close or close the pop-up? And I think that's where the issues happened. I think that has for some reason stopped my gameplay recording. So I have recordings up to where you've watched to now. We do get a second goal, and I'm just going to clip in the second goal, and then all of the other key highlights I can't even access for some reason now, so it's going to take you to wherever the recording then picked back up towards the end of the game. I apologise for this absolute shizzle show that this end to this video has turned into. As you can imagine, it's not exactly how I would want it, but thank you for watching if you've made it this far. Have a laugh. That's all we can do in these situations, isn't it? Enjoy the goal that you're about to see, our second goal. And yeah, there's not much else to say really. Yang Hyun-Jun has a little counter attack after we clear the ball. Coming down the left, it's Karabashvili. Cuts it back into Hyun-Jun, and then Lee Hyun-Jun, our poacher, gets a cheeky little near post finish off, down low away from the keeper. At first I thought maybe it took a deflection, but the replays show it's just a quick snapshot that's beating the keeper. So yeah, we'll now transition back to the original recorded footage from last night. Enjoy the end of the game, and thank you again for watching. In the meantime, drop me a like. As I said, let me know in the comments what you're up to in FM. Or if you're not playing it, what have you been watching, who have you been watching? Any good streamers out there that you would recommend I check out? If you've got any constructive feedback for me, please let me know. They have scored. There's 3 minutes to go. I don't want to touch anything, but I also want to win this game. Good lord. If you fancy following the rest of this Journeyman save, then drop me a sub and follow along. That would be great. And most hugely appreciated. My first ever proper FM save. YouTube one anyway. I did a practice one, but this is the first proper one. And ramped with the late corner. Can we see this out? Can we save this game and close it, please? I'm absolutely twitching at the state of this. Every time I touch the game, I get buffering mouse cursor. It's horrendous. Something very odd is happening. We have won though. We are over the line, guys. So thank you for joining me. It's been an odd one. The production quality started off quite good on this video and has gone rapidly downhill when we got to the match part of it. But thank you for joining me, and see you all in the next one.